Are you looking for ways to live a more frugal life? Well, you've come to the right place. Today I'm going to be bringing you 15 frugal living habits that are going to help you budget your money, destroy your debt, and start saving some money. If you're ready to get started and want to hear these tips, go ahead and hit that like button and let's get started. All right, tip number 1 is to always think long-term when making decisions. If you have a big purchase to make, don't be impulsive. Don't think about the here and now. Think about the future. Make sure that it's an investment that you're really going to get your money's worth out. You might pay a little bit more, but that's okay because it's going to last you longer. So when you're making those big purchases, always think about long term, not here and now. The second frugal living tip that I have for you is to always seek the best value. Best value doesn't always mean the cheapest price. Frugal living is all about getting the most value out of your money. Instead of buying things about the quantity, you want to start thinking about the quality. Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's always the right decision. So you might pay a little bit more, but that's okay because it's going to last you longer. Frugal living tip number 3 is to never pay full price. When I go shopping, I like to use coupons to make sure that I'm not paying full price and that I'm getting a discount. I also use the app on my phone, Ibotta, which is a cashback app that I scan in my receipts afterwards and I get cash back. Also, if a store says that it's a deal, don't always believe that it's a deal. And a lot of people shop because they see that word and they think, oh, I'm getting a savings, I'm getting this deal. No, you are actually could be paying for more. So unless the deal is an item that you need, it's not worth buying multiple of that item. So make sure that if you see signs or deals that have a lot of quantity for the item, make sure it's something that you're going to use and something that you are going to go through quickly. Frugal living tip number 4 is to put a savings line right into your budget. Start putting money into your savings and have that in your budget so when you say at the end of the month, oh, I didn't save any money, well, now it's in your budget and you're pulling that money out. Now you're forced to start saving money. We personally use Mint and Personal Capital when we go to have our savings account pulled right out from it, so it's just automatic and we don't even have to think about it. Frugal living tip number 5 is to pay off all your debt and keep it that way. When we decided that we were going to destroy our debt, we had $25,000 left and we paid that off in 5 months. And I can't imagine getting through all of that and then going through and going into debt again. Being on the other side and being debt free feels so much better and it's so less stressful. So make sure that when you do hit that debt freedom, you are staying that way and do not get yourself back into debt. Frugal living tip number 6 is to buy a smaller, more modest house. Banks will give you a mortgage for higher than what you actually need. So really think about the number that feels comfortable to you and your spouse when you go to purchase your house, and make sure that it's a number that matches up well with your expenses and your income. The last thing that you're going to want is to feel so stressed about this new house that you can't pay the bills and you can't pay the mortgage. A home is one of the largest purchases of your life, and it's not something that you can sell very quickly and get out from. So you want to make sure that you're making a really good investment in the house that you're buying and that it is definitely something that you can afford. A good rule of thumb in knowing how much your mortgage should cost is 20 to 30% of your take-home pay. Frugal living tip number 7 is to use everything until you can't use it any longer. Kelan and I both wear our shoes out until we literally are walking down the street or in the parking lot during a rain or a snowstorm and our socks and feet are starting to get wet. We wear our shoes to the absolute last. That is a little extreme for some people. It's a little frugal living, that's for sure. But make sure that when you're using something, get as much value out of it as you can. Expand the life of it as long as possible. Head over to our Instagram channel and you can see I take the shampoo bottles and I flip them over and I let them drain all the way out until there's absolutely nothing left. So I'm getting all of my value out of that bottle of shampoo. If you truly want to start living a frugal life, try to get into the habit of using everything until you possibly cannot use it any longer. I'm about halfway through my tips. I'm looking to hear some frugal living tips that you can share with me and that I can start implementing into my own life. So go ahead and comment down below. I want to hear what frugal living tip do you have that you can share with other people and myself that I can start implementing. Frugal living tip number 8 is to use your handyman or handywoman skills around your house and start repairing things yourself. YouTube is an excellent resource to type in something that broke that you're looking to fix. A lot of the time there's so many different YouTubers out there that they make their living on showing different DIY home tricks and different repairing on different machines. So whether it's your vacuum or something else that broke in your house, use YouTube as a great resource. Also, if you lost a manual of something that broke, you can just type in into Google what you're looking for, what your product is, and most of the websites will have the product manual that you can pull up if you need to find a part that you can search for on eBay or Amazon really quick. Frugal living tip number 9 is to learn how to entertain yourself at home. Netflix is amazing. Try to come up with different things at your house that keeps you entertained, that doesn't have you spending a lot of money. Netflix and Hulu, those types of subscriptions are pretty low. Disney Plus is also a great one if you have kids. Some other great entertainment ideas at home is to have a campfire outside, invite some people over, start entertaining at home instead of going out to eat. So have double dates with your friends at your house, have them come over. Another thing that you could do at home to entertain yourself is to start a YouTube channel like this, and you can start making money yourself. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to entertain yourself and you get to make money at the same time. So why not? Frugal living tip number 10 is to start eating at home. Start cooking your own meals. Stop eating out. I know it's so hard because it's so convenient and it's so easy and nobody wants to clean up after dinner, especially after putting in the effort to make the whole meal. But trust me, start batching food, meal plan your meals out, get the whole family involved and start cooking at home. Frugal living tip number 11 is to have an emergency fund. I can't stress to you how important this is because emergencies are going to happen. Things are going to come up where you're going to need to pull money from. We recommend having about $1,000 saved up in your emergency fund that you can reach and pull money out of any time. Buying the newest and latest gadget that came out is not an emergency. Real emergencies like car repair, your furnace breaking in your house, the water tank going, your washing machine breaks, your dishwasher breaks. These are all emergencies in order to keep your daily life going that your family needs. Emergencies are stressful enough already that you're not going to want to stress on where you're getting the money from in order to help pay for your emergency. So make sure you have that money saved up, ready to go, so that you can feel less stress and calm about where the money is coming from. You have it, you feel great, you can take care of the emergency, and you can move on and get that emergency fund restocked. Frugal living tip number 12 is to find a credit card with great rewards. Kelan and I over at The Savvy Couple love to travel so much that we make sure that when we have our credit card reward system that it's based on travel. We want to get those miles on our card. So one thing that we do is put most of our expenses on our credit card that we pay off every month. We do not hold the balance on our credit card. And by doing that, we're also building up that travel fund of what we love to do. Now, credit cards are not for everyone. So make sure that if you are not responsible enough to have one and that it's not something that's going to work for you and your family, don't use one. You can use debit card or cash. Frugal living tip number 13 is to buy a used, reliable car. Make sure you do your research. Pick up the latest consumer reports and make sure you're looking through there and finding reliable cars. Toyota, Honda, those are great brands that are known to be reliable. Cars and transportation eat up so much of our budget that you don't want to be having these massive car payments that you have to be paying on every month for a car that gets you from point A to point B. You don't need the luxury high-end vehicle. Get a used reliable car that gets you from point A to B, that's safe for your family, and that you can use that money for other things. Frugal living tip number 14 is to never gamble. Don't play the lottery. Don't go to casinos. Charles, did you know that the average American spends $300 on the lottery? That's crazy. Stop gambling, stop buying scratch-offs, don't buy tickets into the Powerball. Stop wasting your money. The odds of winning are so low. I'm not going to get into it. Don't play it. Keep your money. Invest that money that you're going to spend, and you're actually going to end up making more money in the long run than somebody buying a lottery ticket. So make sure you stop gambling, stop going to casinos. They're just a waste of money. Frugal living tip number 15 is to declutter, get rid of stuff, and keep it that way. Get rid of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, have a garage sale, eBay, any other of those platforms that let you sell stuff and get rid of it. Make sure that in your house you have items that bring you joy and that are useful to you in your life. You don't need all that clutter. You don't need all that other stuff. You want to have a nice, clean, minimal house. That way you're less stressed about getting things done, getting things organized, have everything in its place, sell what you don't use anymore, make some money. Plus, when you start to get rid of stuff that you no longer need, you can see, wow, I bought how many of these when I didn't even know where it was because my house was so cluttered and unorganized. So take the time, that way you really know how much of something you have, what you still need to purchase. It's a great way to start that frugal living life. Now, I know those 15 are allowed to implement all at one time, so just maybe pick 1 or 2 to start. And by hitting the like button, you're going to tell me that you're going to start to implement those into your life. And by just a couple little changes into your daily living habits, you can really start to make some changes in your life. So get started on those 1 to 2, come back, see me again, refresh it, watch this video again, and then get going on the rest of those habits. Thanks for watching. I don't know how to sign off.